Hey guys, Ibo Gaming here with another video. So today's video is all about which rig you should be buying, which rig you should be using. It's going to be based on my opinion, just like all the other videos. But before we get into that, in the description below, there is a link to our Discord where you can join us, myself, Dean Poe Gaming, and One Run. We're all YouTubers. We have a community with over 1,000 active members. So come say hi and play with us and have some great games. But let's get straight into the video. Now, we are going to be looking at the market and we're going to be looking at the equipment. And let's go over to the rigs. So all unarmored rigs. We've already covered the armored rigs. Now, I'm going to skip over a few of these just because I think they're pointless and you shouldn't really run them, but we will go into them all. Now, this rig here, this is slick slots. I would not be running this ever. Okay, so just stay away from it. The ASL carrier rig, stay away from it. The motorbike punk, I'd stay right away from it. This one here, for the lowest price, this is probably one of the better ones. 10 slots for $2,400. If you have like no money, that is the rig that I'd be looking at buying if I was you. The leather biking vest, it's the same thing, but there's a $4,000, there's a $2,000, it's half price difference. So stay with the infantry rig. Now this one here is an interesting one. This one here does have a 4 slot, but I still wouldn't buy it. I'd be if you had no money and you had to pick something for under 10,000, I'd always go for the BH infantry chest rig. Okay, but let's step it up. So that's what I'll be running in normal if I was really broke, or just wanted to have a chill game, or just, you know, you've got something from a scav. That's probably one of the most popular rigs in that category. I'm calling this the low class category, the cheap budget kit. Now let's move it up. So the BH2 chest rig, we'll look at all of these. It's got your you know, it's got your 12 slots, 2x2, 2x2, 2x1, 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 and then you got your single slots. Okay, now this is a decent rig, but for 10k I would show you guys a lot better rigs to be using. It's a not bad rig. I wouldn't be my go-to, personally. This is the same thing. If those two are the exact same thing, besides I think the kilos, this one's heavier than that one. Everything else is the exact same. If I had a budget, this would probably be the RAP, simple chest rig. I would be taking this into your normal raids, and I would be taking this into your budget lockdown raids. This kit here is this does what it needs to do. It's got your heaps of single slots, so you can put your meds in there, your grenades, and then you can put your mags at the bottom along with your surgical kit. That is probably the cheapest, best slot for carry. This also, the Stormtrooper is not bad as well. It's got all 3 slots. I would only ever use this if I'm using a 3-slotted mag. It's very rare that you do use a 3-slot mag. You might be running a Sega or the 40 mag for the M4. But honestly, I wouldn't buy this one here. I'd much buy the RAP. You get an extra couple of slots, and I think this one's a lot better. It's good for looting as well. Now, Hunter's Vest. Hunter's Vest everyone really likes and likes to run. The reason why they do like to run it is it's got a 4 slot. For that 4 slot, you can, you kill someone, you grab their headset, you grab their helmet. You can put a drum mag in there, like a Saga or an AKM drum mag or something along those lines. You've got your two basic single slots, and then you've got your mag slots. Okay, this is a decent rig. It's definitely viable. It is definitely a great rig for your lockdowns and your normals, and even lockdown. It is a good rig. But it is 21,000, okay? Now, the B4 Tactical. B4 Tactical has two two single slots, two normal slots for your mags, and then you got your banana clips, or your two mag, surgery, meds. You know, you can divvy it up how you like it. I don't particularly like this rig. I don't like it because when you push F, I fast loot, so I just hit F, and it will automatically drag over the loot. When there's slots with 3, single, and then 2, it goes all over the place. And sometimes you're playing Tetris with single slot items just to get double slots in, and it goes all over the place. But it is a good bag. But over these two, I'd probably take the Hunter Vest over, you know, these two here. The Hunter Vest is 10,000 more than the RAP. So if you're on a budget, buy the RAP for normals and lockdowns. If you've got a little bit more to spend, I'd be looking at your Hunter Vest at this point in time. But I'm going to show you guys my personal choice and my favorite rig to run. It is the B3 Universal Chest Rig. This is my favorite rig. I'll show you how I set it up in a moment, but let's go over it. So it has 16 slots. It's got all 2 slot, like mag slots, you know. I'll show you guys now how I run it. You can pick it up for 15,000. It's very rare that you are spending at 18,000 and above. On the weekends, it does get a bit inflated. We're probably looking at about 20,000 roughly. But during the week, you're looking at 15 and under. So this is a really cheap rig. It is nearly the same price as the RAP. So that's why I always run this. I run this in lockdown. I run this in all modes. It is decently heavy, but compared to the other two, it's the same weight as the Hunter Vest. It does have a few extra slots, more than the Hunter Vest as well. But I'll go over to my storage real quick, and I'll show you guys. So this is how I run it. So I have my 2 mags there, I have my med kits, I have some e-drinks, I have my standard, you know, I've got some bandage, and I've got that there. And then I put some mollies and some grenades and stuff like that. This is what I'll be running in, you know, your lockdown mode. This is a lockdown kit that I have set up. It is worth 300,000. I can take this into Forbidden as well, but in my opinion, I wouldn't be running this in Forbidden. Just due to the fact I can run it in Forbidden. I'll probably do pretty well, but if I go to Forbidden, I like to spend about 4 to 450. Buy a little bit better armor. I'd upgrade the armor and the helmet, maybe to the SH60, and I'd upgrade that to maybe a tier 5 like this one here, or even to the Spartan B. And I'd probably do a little bit more modifications to this. But hey, guys, that's for a lockdown video. But that's how I run, you know, your universal rig. And the Chapman, the best backpack in the game, in my opinion, and the best rig, in my opinion, in the game. But let's keep looking. There's still a few more, but this is where you come over to spending large amounts of money. When you are looking at any of these rigs from here on out, we are looking at a large, like, big dollars. So the FA multi-purpose 18, you got your 2 slots. This is a great rig, my opinion, for armory. When you are playing the armory Forbidden or even lockdown, it is great because you can put, you know, you get a kill, you can put your helmets and the headset, or you can put your 4 slot meds, the med kits and stuff like that. This is a great rig, but it does cost $41,000. Which is a lot of money. I could buy nearly 3 of these rigs for the same price of this one. So that's where I look at it that way. I think the B3 Universal rig is the best value for money, but when you are looking in the best rig and which rig you should be buying for which, you know, which mode you are doing and everything along those lines, the FA multi-purpose rig is a great rig. Now, the B Tactical Chest Rig. This does have a lot of slots, but majority are single slots. I don't like this rig at all. It is very cheap, 23,351. If you're running maybe a sniper and you know you're not taking as many mags as, you know, when you're running an M4 or a SCAR or an SMG, this was a great option. If you're running a shoddy, you know, anything that you're packing mags are quite a lot. You know, your sniper, you know, you're not bringing mags in as much. This is a great rig. It's a very ratty rig, and it is good for looting as you've got 20 slots, and it is only 23,000. I personally don't like this rig, and I personally wouldn't run this rig. I'd much rather, look at the B3 Universal, but it's also a great rig. I don't run, your ratty weapons like your shotties or your Mosins or anything along those lines. If I was to run those guns, I'll be grabbing that rig there. Now let's look at the FA Commander chest rig. This is worth $80,000, guys. It's got 20 slots, and it's got your two fours, two at the top, and then your four twos at the bottom. Okay, this is 20 slots. It's at 84,000. If I was to, I'd rather buy 2 of these multi-purpose than the Commander rig. I would not be buying this. I think it's a bit of absurd, and it's a bit of a waste of money. Let's go over to the Stormtrooper Type 4. This is another great example. So if you are running, your 40 round M16 M4 mags, or anything with a banana clip, this is a great option. But for 41,000, I would not be spending that much on a rig. I'd much rather spend, half of that price, or even less than half of that price, and buy one of the other rigs that I've suggested just before. I would stay way away from that. Let's look at the Stormtrooper Type 3. So this is pretty similar to, to the multi-purpose one, but because, any of these ones that you are spending 40,000 it is giving you the 2 4 slots, okay? And then it's giving you banana clips at the bottom. I wouldn't be buying this. I don't see the point of running it. If I got it, I'd probably sell it. The only time I'd ever run it is any of these rigs that I've been talking about recently, any of the really expensive ones. The only time I'll be running it as if, I get it in a box, a loot crate, or if it's locked. I'd never go out and buy these rigs. They're not worth it. Now this is the most expensive rig. It's worth $118,000. Now this has pretty much the B3 at the top, and then 2 4x4s. I don't think this is worth $118,000. The only time I'll be running something like this is if, I'm so rich and I don't really care for money at this point in time, and, I've got hundreds of millions of dollars, and I just want to waste it. You know what I mean? I just want to go with the best of the best, but for $118,000, I would not be buying this rig ever. Like I said, I'd only run it if I had it locked and I wasn't able to sell it. This rig isn't worth your coin. Now, recap, quick go over it. I'll be looking at buying, the RAP Simple if you've got, a budget, or if you're really on a budget, I'll be looking at the BH Infantry Chest. Another great option is the Hunter Vest, and my favorite personally is the B3 Universal Chest Rig. The B4 is also good, but the B3 Universal Chest Rig, you can buy 15 to 16,000. You get a large amount of space. You're not playing Tetris. You can fill it with, mags, meds, grenades, food, everything that you need to get into the raid. It is a good price, and yeah, guys, I think that is the most viable option. It is only 2k difference between the RAP Simple and the Universal. You are taking an extra 2 slots, but the extra 2 slots, you got to look at the spacing as well. There's no single slots. With this one here, you are getting a few singles. The singles do make it hard when you are bringing in more than one mag, but so that's why I go for the Universal, guys. Guys, if you made it this far in the video, I really do appreciate it. I really do, love that the support that you guys are giving me. So if you can hit that subscribe button, it really does mean a lot. And Ibo Gaming out, and see you in the next one.